society obsessed with celebrity? We all want to know about their personal lives, and endless reality shows suggest we all want to be famous ourselves.
Welcome to the fantastic plastic world.
But what's it really like working within a celebrity inner circle? Are you ever totally indispensable or just a glorified slave? But far away from red carpets and
I have pretty much everybody in the country in my database. You may hide a year or two, but you can't hide forever.
paranoia has reached epidemic proportions as celebrities sit in their palatial homes fretting about stalkers, kidnapping and worse. The huge gates, the security are all designed to keep people out. So who are they turning to for help? Who has the power to make their problems disappear?
We provide an essential and vital service. The problem is not everybody can afford us. Private investigators are becoming more of an extended part of the celebrity's entourage. We're protecting them from stalkers. We're telling them where and when they can go someplace that's safe. It's a security issue, and that's what we provide for them.
Almost every celebrity in Hollywood has some PI on his payroll. And it's becoming more and more accepted in the business that we are there.
Corrie and Dale are part of the Nick Harris Detective Agency, one that's been associated with celebrity for almost a century.
When a new celebrity comes to town and they start becoming very popular, you end up with stalkers. And we are the ones who are sometimes called upon to help solve that.
And hundreds of ordinary people are queuing up to learn spycraft.
Okay, today's topic is surveillance. We're going to be talking about the three types.
Fact is, there's a lot of money to be made in the business, and if you're good and you're determined and you work hard, you can make a lot of money.
Now, we do have to remember the California privacy laws, and we have to operate within those parameters, but we can actually go out and leave tape recorders in places when it's essential for information. I'm a lazy surveillance agent, because I'll go ahead and set a camera up in the back of my vehicle, looking at my subject's home, and then I lock the car up, turn the camera on, and I'm gone for a couple hours, right? I'm down to the donut shop.
We have some high-profile clients, and so they're going to pay us $10,000, $20,000, because that's what it takes to get the information that they need.
And the Hollywood elite have more and more reason to look for help. In 1998, Steven Spielberg was terrorized by a stalker who turned up at his Hollywood home equipped with a homemade rape kit. And in 2004, Catherine Zeta-Jones went through a protracted court case after she received death threats from a woman who had become infatuated with her husband. But maybe it's all too easy to exploit the fears of the Hollywood A-list.
We could play off those fears. I'm sure we could if we wanted to make a lot of money in that direction. But that's not the game. What we do is we solve the problems as they come up. So there are legitimate fears in the industry. There are legitimate problems. But we don't want to build it out of proportion.
Corrie and Dale were on the trail of someone trying to extort money from a Hollywood executive, and keen to show that being a PI wasn't quite as glamorous as it sounded.
Nowadays, the police are overworked, so private investigators are the ones that really protect the public and do what the police don't have the time to do. It's interesting because we have different powers in police. We don't need a search warrant to go into the building. We can actually break in. We don't need an arrest warrant. The law allows us to carry weapons while making a lawful arrest. A lot of times I'll carry a gun. Dale has one with him tonight. In this case, I'm going to be carrying a taser. This is the cartridge. Once I turn it on, there's a laser. So what I point at, that's what I hit.
But when they found their target hanging out with some gang members, for tonight at least, it was time to beat a hasty retreat.
I think we need to move. Let's go ahead and take out that way. We know they're armed. It's not unusual to hear gunfire in that area. So we backed off a little bit, but we'll get them.
This is unique for drive-thrus. This is bulletproof drive-through. I don't think you see this everywhere. Yeah, I sure can. A chicken quesadilla, a half-pound beef and potato burrito, the cheesy Fiesta potatoes with no sour cream. Let me have a Sprite, one more quesadilla, and a bean burrito, right? Oh, and one small bean burrito.
But what happens when the wrong people end up helping celebs? In 2003, Anthony Pellicano, a private investigator to the stars, was arrested and imprisoned for illegally possessing firearms and explosives. An LA Times reporter alleged that Pellicano had threatened her as she worked on a story about possible links between the actor Steven Seagal and the mafia. Seagal's name was never mentioned in court, and he strenuously denies any involvement. But it did make me think that there was perhaps an altogether darker side to being a celeb PI.
Anytime you get somebody acting like Pellicano, doing things that are crossing the line, illegal, it does a disservice to the rest of the investigators. That's not what we're like.
We follow the laws to a T. He couldn't. That's why he's in jail.
But ultimately, when a PI is after you, it seems there are very few places to hide.
I can get on the computer right now and I have pretty much everybody in the country in my database. And that includes names, addresses, phone numbers, social security numbers, unlisted numbers, cell phone numbers, pager numbers. If you buy a magazine and you have a subscription to it and it's delivered someplace, I can find out about it. You can't hide. You know, you may hide a year or two, but you can't hide forever.
But elite are looking to the service industry to help them get through life. But the people at the centre of the celebrity entourage definitely aren't those you'd expect, but they're making a damn good living for themselves. So, do they have serious influence and power? Are they exploiting the insecurities of celebrities? Well, when you've got money to burn, who could resist the temptation to have their ego polished and be waited on hand and foot?